folks. Welcome back to another episode of who knows what. Personal interest? Probably. So I have a 2008 Prius. If you have seen my other videos, my year was, I believe, the first year or second year where the car did not come with a tape deck. It only came with a AM/FM 6-disc CD changer. So I was looking at photos online and comparing the back of the AM/FM cassette CD player to my just CD AM/FM radio. The connections look the same. So I went on eBay, and for $69, I bought a 2004 model year AM/FM CD cassette player for my car. So we're probably the only guy out there on the internet that is going back in time so I could play cassettes inside of my '08 Prius, which does not currently have a tape player. So we're going to do a little unboxing, and maybe we'll even include a video of me trying to figure it out and install it and test it out and see if my $69 eBay radio will work as good as my radio that's in there now, which works perfectly. So if not, we'll just put the other one back in. Hopefully $69 in my time to tear apart the dash was not in vain. There are many videos out there that show you how to disassemble the dashboard on the Gen 2 Prius to remove the radio and little instrument pod in the center that shows the mileage and battery meter and whatnot. So we'll watch those, familiarize ourselves with what we need, and start popping plastic trim. So without a moment's notice, we'll take a look and show you the unboxing here. Very hard to do one-handed. You're used to bad camera angles and bad editing, or no editing at all in my videos. There it is in all of its glory. It's like a... Well, let's get it out of the bubble wrap and then we'll get a good view of it. There it is. The faceplate is in similar condition to the one that I have in there now. There's obvious signs of wear because it came from pick-apart. July of '04 model year Prius bites the dust. Pick-apart, Oregon. No return if removed. Ooh. This is why I really wanted this. Modern tape players do not have Dolby B noise reduction. It's the same cheap Chinese mechanism on all brand new tape players. Can't really see in there, but whatever. Aesthetically, my current player looks like this. Weird focusing. No focusing. Hey, cat. Okay, there we go. Are you interested? Yeah, me too. So this looks like my current CD player, except for they just have a tape player down in this current area where there's a void when you see the other one. And what I looked at on the back of mine is these connections look the same. You got your antenna and some other plugs here. So we'll get to work disassembling the dash, and hopefully this all works. I have a bunch of Technics Panasonic equipment from the 70s, and that is the parent company that made everything. High quality stuff. And I believe this is a direct drive tape player, so there's no belts or anything that can fail. So the tape player should work. Okay, folks, it's the Black Friday special video. So my current situation is just the CD only. So as you saw earlier, we got the one that has the 6-disc changer plus the cassette deck. So they look very similar to me. Everything just seems to unsnap and unscrew. So we're gonna get started here and update you once it's disassembled. Okay, so originally I was using a paint scraper and a butter knife to try and remove the AC vents. And I snapped one of the little feet on the back side off. $8 at Harbor Freight. I got the official removal tools, so we're hoping the driver's side vent comes out easier now. we'll keep you updated. So what you're seeing is the aftermath of the AC bezel and gear shift bezel and parking brake bezel. It just completely broke apart. And I just went to the junkyard and there was 10 Priuses there of my generation 2, and every single one of them there, this part was also broken in this same fashion, just right across right there, and all this just breaks. So then I go on Amazon and they sell this replacement part for $20. So I'm guessing this thing is notorious for breaking, because why is there such an aftermarket market for this? There's tons of them online. So now we've come to a standstill because I got to reorder this. And then this part just snaps back into the new one. I have a very unfortunate and sad update. I pulled apart the entire dash, breaking the driver's side AC bezel that also holds the parking brake and the gear shift. Ordered a new one, remanufactured, $20 on Amazon, coming from China, so it takes months to get here, but whatever. After all of that, even though they look exactly the same and even have the same 3 plugs across the back, the one plug that powers the cassette deck and the CD player only that I pulled out of the car has the cage that houses the cassette deck, except for there's nothing in there. It's like they just left a void when they turned it to a 6-disc player only on the 2007 later years. But the cage that houses the cassette mechanism is still there. And even the plug that would power the cassette mechanism is there, except for the wiring harness in my car does not have the plug to power the tape deck. They just didn't put it in there anymore because they weren't putting tape players in Toyota Priuses after 07. So I tore apart my whole dash, broke a AC bezel because it was brittle plastic after being 13 years old for nothing. One good thing that did come around though. So my glove box latch had been broken for over a year, and there were 10 Priuses at the junkyard. None of them had that bezel. They were all broken, but I was able to get my glove box latch, which you have to pull apart the dash anyway to be able to replace it. So that was the one good thing that came of it. Otherwise, I wasted $70 buying a tape player for a car that is 04 through 06. That's it, folks. Money wasted, but we had a good learning experience. Until next time, we'll see you then.